I'm not sure. Anyway, have a good day. Let's do a little bit of an ASMR. Jesus Christ, I can't even speak. Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome. Welcome back to the vlog. Happy New Year. It feels so good to be recording again. I took like a little bit of a break. I think like a couple weeks break. And honestly, I am so glad that I did because a lot was going on. As you will be able to see, I have changed and sort of transformed the doors and the closet doors in the apartment. And so one of the first things that I did over the break was to just tackle that project because I didn't like intend, like my intention was to like entirely change the doors, but I did the math. I'm like, this is gonna set me back at least $2,000, probably including labor. And it would only cost him like $500 if I just freaking just slapped some paint on it and changed the hardware. That's exactly what I did. Okay. And so I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna tackle this and just I had some money saved, and so I tapped into my like home fund account, and I just did it, and I'm glad I did. So I spent like the first three and a half days of my Christmas break, like my vacation, just tackling this. And it was a lot of work because I had to sand down the doors and then prime and then paint. So it was a lot of work, and I'm just glad I did not decide to vlog in the middle of all that. And I just listened to myself and just was like, you know what? Just explain to the people, they'll understand. And yeah, I'm so glad that I did because this just looks a lot better to me. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for being patient with me while I took an impromptu break toward the end of the year. But all of that being said, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas break. Happy New Year. It's unbelievable to me that it is 2025. Crazy. But I'm so excited to see what this year is going to have in store for us, for all of us, for the channel. I'm excited to try out new things. You know, I'm vlogging with my brand new camera that I picked up at the end of the year, and it feels different to be like holding onto the mic and talking with it. So I could like clip it to my sweater, but I've got like a height. Anyway, whatever. But it just feels like it just feels like the new year is the chance for me to just kind of start afresh and try different things, and I'm excited, and I hope you guys are enjoying the vlog so far. So in keeping with like the spirit of the new year, I figured that the theme of this week's vlog would probably be just like me just bringing you guys along on, you know, how I'm resetting for this new year and how I'm trying to create routines for myself that I'm hoping will set me up for success in the year. And because like, yes, it's January, and I think like a lot of people have started their 2025 routines like way back in 2024, but because Sometimes I am not the great at planning. I'm starting my routine in January, and I don't think it's ever too late to decide that you want to start afresh or you want to instill some new habits and routines to get you on track. I don't think it's ever too late to start, and so now's as good as time. Now is as good a time as any. Is that the way? Now is as good a time as any to, just try and implement, certain routines and reset really for the new year. So, yeah, that's gonna be like the theme for this week's vlog. I'm going back to work in a few days, and so that's like going back to real life, because honestly the last few weeks I have fallen off of all of my habits, and I really gave myself the grace to fall off these habits because it was like, you know what, there is so much going on at this time of the year. You don't have the time to be hard on yourself. You have good intentions, and so we'll start again in the new year. And so now is the time to start again in the new year. I'm hoping that these routines and habits are something that I'll be able to keep on top of, reducing my screen time. Because guys, the way that I have been playing on my phone and spending hours and hours on YouTube, disgusting. But it's okay. And then I suppose now, since we're like in the spirit of resetting and creating routines, I suppose I could also share some of the things that I am planning on doing throughout the month of January. So I think I sort of alluded to or talked about this very briefly. We'll take a sip of my coffee. I think I talked about this very briefly in a few vlogs back about how I think I want to do dry January. And so I actually am doing dry January. I'm not like a big drinker or anything, but as someone that does drink socially and even like casually, like a nice a nice glass of wine on like a Friday night or something, just to unwind. But December was particularly just a bit more drink heavy and not how I usually consume. And so it just felt a bit too indulgent, and I felt like it would be nice to do dry January to just sort of like cleanse, even though I know my body naturally does that. But I think there's just something satisfying about just being willing to just remove certain things from your life for a short period of time, just to hopefully gain some clarity from doing that. So it's a challenge to see, I know I can do it. It's not that hard, but I also am the kind of person that I like going out, to have cocktails and stuff and trying out cocktail bars. So I won't be partaking in that. Or even if I do go out, it would be like mocktails, right? But so that's what I'm doing. But another thing that I'm doing that in January that I'm really, really excited about is a no spend January. Because I don't know about you guys, I spent money. I spent money in December. Oh my God, so much money, with like buying a new camera, even though I had saved up for it, like my car needing to get fixed, gifts, buying like 3 different outfits for 3 different events, my birthday, traveling to visit family, obviously revamping that situation back there, like so many things. And I felt like even like though I had purchases planned and I had saved up for a lot of things, I still felt like I was doing a lot of like impulse shopping, like on Amazon, for instance. And it's like, okay, I just feel like doing a no spend January is first of all, a great way to hit reset, to be like, okay, pause. Let's just let the bank account rest. And let's focus on the necessities and just kind of get back to the basics and just reground and regroup and refocus a little bit. I'll talk a bit more about, why I'm doing all of that and how it ties into like this whole reset, habit forming, whatever situation that we've got going on here. But I just kind of wanted to talk about that very briefly. top for my birthday. It's so sparkly. I think I'm gonna save it. Obviously, I'm not gonna like get rid of it, but I might wear it for like my office's 2025 Christmas party. So I kind of have part of an outfit ready. Okay, so right now what we've got in this drawer is just all of my tops and such that I will wear over the winter time. So it's got like casual tops I wear to work, and like bodysuits and stuff. But for my going out tops, I just have them in a pile here. I'm just going to put them away in like my summer bag or whatever, just because they're really more suitable for summer. And so if I feel like I want to like wear something from this pile, I can just go look for it. But otherwise I'm just gonna put it away, and it just buys me a bit more space in my dresser drawer. So yeah. Wee bit ashamed. Oof. Where do I even start? You can't even look. So that's the bottom. The top. Crazy making. This is the little utility cart I was talking about. I got it off of Amazon, and in here I have just put all of the, I suppose, bulk like stuff that didn't fit into the jars, and just storing them here. I think keeping them out of the way is just so much better because the pantry looks a lot more organized and cleaner. I can actually see stuff. So yeah, I'm really glad I decided to do this, and I think this was a very good idea. This is my freezer. Oof, yikes. There's some stuff that's been in here for a hot minute and I've definitely forgotten about, so I'm excited to kind of just go and clean all of it out. It's just, ugh. Okay. Hello. Hi. It is the evening, clearly. My eyes are burning because I have been staring at screens all day long, watching TV, working on the computer, and I haven't done anything beyond look at screens, and my eyes are burning and my brain feels like mush. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break to start my evening routine and stop staring at screens. But first, I wanted to share with y'all some things that I picked up from Amazon that just arrived. Don't worry, I didn't pick them up this month or, in January, and I'm still good with my no spend. I'd picked them up before the end of the year and they just arrived tonight. So let's unbox them together. It's kind of hard to do it on one hand. My front entrance has needed a mat for the longest time, and I had originally thought of doing like a runner across like the length of the entrance until it hits the carpet. But I did that and it didn't look good, so I just decided that I would just stick to just a mat for like right here. What do you think? I think I'm into it, so I'm gonna keep it. The next thing is honestly not very exciting, but very much needed. I have lived in this house for like more than 6 months now, and I don't have a waste bin in my bathroom because the gap between the vanity and the bathtub is so narrow, it's not going to fit like a regular bin. And so yeah, I just was too lazy. But anyway, I found an oval and narrow shaped one, so let's see if it fits. Perfect. Anyway, okay, so shower is done. We are doing our skincare, and I think now it's just a good time to, no, that's not the one I'm starting with. Now it's just a good time to like chat and catch up a little bit. So at the beginning of the video, I think I had sort of talked about and briefly mentioned the fact that I'm doing no spend in January. I just kind of really wanted to like get into it a little bit. I do talk about the whole thing at length on my podcast. If you didn't know, if you're new here, you didn't know, or if you're not new here, you didn't know, I do have a podcast. It's called Where You're Planted, and I just kind of like chit chat about, life as a 20-something and everything I'm learning and trying to bloom and grow and thrive where I'm at. But anyway, so I talk about it more in depth in my podcast. So if you wanted, you can go listen. But I just wanted to touch on it briefly in this video because I think I will be talking about it throughout the month of January and in other vlogs. But yeah, so I'm doing a no spend January, and really it's because the month of December was like a lot of spending. And some of the spending was, some of the expenses were planned, some of the expenses were not planned. It's the holiday time and it's to be expected. I made some big purchases. I really just felt like, you know what, once all of this is done, I'm going to pay off my credit card and start from scratch. And I really wanted to challenge myself in the month of January to just not spend. So for me, the whole point of doing this no spend is first of all to challenge myself, because I started like noticing, like even like before December, that I was getting a bit impulsive with some of my purchases and some of the things that I was buying. So mostly with like Amazon purchases. So I wanted to be able to like curb those impulse shopping urges. But really, I wanted to just see if I could do it. And I know I can do it because I have done a no spend challenge before. This was like back in 2020. It was also in the month of January. And it was pretty good. But also throughout this process, I want to be able to gain some like financial clarity and to recognize what my spending triggers are and why I feel sometimes an impulse and an urge to just like go shopping. And I think it's usually after like watching someone online or seeing someone online. And I'm sure so many of y'all can relate to like what social media does to us when it comes to like impulsive shopping. And I feel like this is like a separate topic for like another video entirely, but social media is a social ill, I think, at this point, and what it's doing to us in terms of like how much we consume and normalizing just like buying stuff is crazy. And I catch myself falling into those urges when I'm watching someone and I'm seeing the way someone looks or something that they have on, and I'm thinking, oh, I want that, when I was perfectly fine like 10 seconds before, you know? So it's definitely something that I want to watch and want to go into. And I think this no spend will also be like a great opportunity for me to, you know, delve into my mindset around money. I think I've touched on this kind of in other vlogs about like the scarcity mindset I have with money. And so, you know, I don't know what I'm going to uncover during this process, but I do feel like there is something there to be uncovered. And I think like being forced to spend only on the essentials allows you to just be content and find joy in what you already have, you know, without needing to get a dopamine hit from shopping, you know? And then feeling like bad 10 seconds later because that's generally me. And then I'm like, do I really need that? You know? That's like my second reason. And then my third reason really is I just need to let my bank account rest, okay? It has, when I tell you, the bills in December were, oof, yeah. I'm pretty sure if I was still doing like really doing my budget tracking, I would be sick to my stomach by how much I spent. But that I'm restarting this January. But yeah, I just need to like just give everything a rest and just like, okay, you know what? We've spent a lot. Let's just hit pause and only spend on the things that matter. So that's the challenge I'm going to be focused on in January. And I can already tell you, there have been a couple moments already where I'm like, oh, I should just get that from Amazon. And it's like, no, girl, you should not. You can't. And it's just kind of interesting, honestly. I'm just hoping that I will give myself grace and be patient with myself throughout this entire process. But I think it's gonna be fun more than anything. I'm also documenting this over on Instagram. So if you wanted to follow me on Instagram, you'll see everything I have to say about doing this challenge. That's my entire spiel about that. Now that I am sufficiently oiled up and I look like a grease ball, I'm going to probably find myself something to eat. I don't know what I want to have for dinner. I have food. There's definitely food at home, but I don't know what I want to have. So I'll figure that out. And yeah. So I still have not had dinner. It's been like an hour. I sat on the couch and I got distracted by YouTube. I need to figure that out. I've been watching YouTube way too much. It's not good. I don't like it. But I finally stopped and now I'm listening to music, playing through my TV, and I am reading. So this is what I'm currently reading. My goal was to finish reading this book at the end of the year, at the end of 2024, but that didn't happen. It's a hard read, and I've been reading it for several months now, probably like 4 months. And I don't think it's taken me ever that long to read a book before, but I'm definitely like, this is how much I have left right here. So we're making progress, and so I like thought of abandoning it, but I'm like, let's not do that. Let's stick to it. So I'm going to continue reading it, and I will finish it whenever the heck I finish it. Okay, it is time to take down the Christmas tree. Let's go.